Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Anno 1800, episode 3. I want to come right out and say I recorded this episode last week before Vaz Vegas informed me some of the voiceovers are drowning out my voice. So I can't fix that other than what I did in this episode was reduced the sound from the game to 40% in the video and then reduced it again by 20%. There are two ways to reduce the actual game noise. So I'm hoping that will work, and if not, you'll just have to bear with me. I am going to try to post 2 episodes this weekend, one today, one tomorrow. And in tomorrow's episode, I have killed the voiceovers, although there weren't any in that episode. So just doing what I can. All right, so as you can see, the news is a little good and a little bad. We are trying to balance out our population here. You can see we've got enough farmers, but we don't have enough workers. So I am maneuvering some of my population around and cutting and pasting housing in order to try to fix that here on Alt Chattel. And I'm hoping, look, there's a part in this game where once you've gone cash positive like we have, then you've got to do a balancing act where you've got to have enough farmers, you've got to have enough workers, you've got to have enough resources, you've got to keep them happy, and you've got to stay cash positive. So I'm going to issue a little bit of a spoiler alert. I think by the end of this, we're going to start going cash negative again. But don't worry, tomorrow's episode, I will fix that. Right now, we just have these 2 islands. So in this episode, I think we're going to be able to expand a little bit. This island has some good resources. It has got the ability to produce beer, which is going to be one of the main things that we use this island for. While we're talking about beer, not that I have any kind of corporate sponsorship, but in my hand is a can of Ham's beer, which is a really good, cheap beer if you don't want to spend a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, I was down at the high-end liquor store the other day. I bought some Old Speckled Hen, which is a English beer. It's got the nitro in the can, so it came out kind of like a Guinness. First couple of cans I had were very bitter, but the last 2 cans evened out, so I don't know if the first 2 cans were bad, or maybe I just got used to the way it tasted. I also had some Eyinger Brauweiss, one of my favorite beers of all time. One of the few cloudy beers I can drink without getting a headache. But in my hand today is a little bit of Ham's from the land of sky blue waters. Blue throwback can. I want to say if you dig around on the internet, they sell a polo shirt with a polar bear on it. So who wouldn't want some of that? So if you hear me drinking, I am drinking and recording this video at the same time. All right, we are moving our fisheries from the front of the island here to the back of the island. Now, this home island is going to be the same for just about every game you play, other than the resource allocation. And so I have found that this little spit of land right here is a great place to put all these fisheries. And no matter how crowded this island gets, I think you will get enough fisheries here in this little part of land to avoid having them put anywhere else. And what you can do at some point when we unlock it, and right now we're just putting the roads to get these all hooked up to the warehouse, and then we're going to put another road to connect it up to the actual harbor, the main building. You can put a harbor master's office on this side. You know, those influence points that you see upper left-hand corner, far right of the box. I think we have 205 influence points right now. So they cost influence points to put the harbor master's office, but you can get some items and some people in the harbor master's office to boost production from these fisheries. So don't think that you need more than that area right there will hold. All right, so we got our soap production right there. We've got a clay thing. You can't build down over that cliff there, so please don't try to do that. So we're going to go across with our road and then over to where the fisheries are at. So here I'm just going to try to sneak in my roadway without coming into contact with the cliff. I think that should be good. And then we are going to turn and build a bridge over the water there. And that will give us room if we need to relocate our schnapps operation to this part of the island, which I like to do, simply because it's got enough room, I think, to contain it all. And also that way you would limit the explosions and the fires that come from your schnapps factory. But yeah, you can't build down off that cliff that I keep going over with my thing. It is too much of a drop to go over that with a bridge. So unless there's a thing I haven't unlocked yet that allows you to do it, you cannot go over there with a bridge in this game. All right, back to our trading post. We've got lots of bricks. We've got about 50 hogs. We've got sausages. And we're trying to work up our production of soap. And we've got a quest to rescue some prisoners. And we're going to embark on that as soon as we finish this other thing. Oh, never mind. We're in the middle of it. All right, so we picked up our prisoners, and I think we just go right back to his ship here. So I'm just trying to get back over here. And that will allow us to finish that quest. Plenty of time left, allegedly 10 minutes. All right. And so, yeah, eventually we will move the schnapps production. In my opinion, you should leave the area around here clear. I'm just going to put this road in here to remind me not to build anything south of that. And I'm probably going to not try to build anything where those schnapps farms are right now, because that is where you might want to put a power plant later on when you develop the ability to burn oil for energy. Turning in the quest, we get a 2-man saw out of it. I know lumber harvesting isn't very sexy. It's in the ship, not in the... lumber harvesting isn't very sexy, but I've never gotten the 2-man saw before, and it looks like that thing just goes whole ham on trees. So we will put that into our warehouse, and then we've got a labor union right over here near this clay pit. We will put the saw in there, and then I think I'm going to move a lumber yard, like this one, into the area of effect or influence of that labor union and allow that to beef up our lumber production. So sometimes you don't have to move stuff around. You know, like it's easier to move the lumber yard than the labor union. So that's what I would do. That bridge still drives me nuts. All right. We are going to go back over to... This is a quest marker? Yeah, I think we're going to a quest marker. Oh, maybe we're going to go look for some prisoners. See who we can get out of jail. All right. Altachel, our second island, doing its thing. Back over here, still working on the weapons factory. We need some steel to make that go. So I will redirect my ship to the only place to buy steel before you can make it yourself. Sir Archibald Blake. I bet he drinks Old Speckled Hen. I'll tell you that right now. I want to say I've read a couple of notes. The brewery for Old Speckled Hen was near the MG factory, so they had a MG style logo on the can. I thought that was pretty interesting. I don't know about English cars, but I think English beer is pretty good. Bass Ale, of course, Really like that. Boddington's, drank that before. Of course, Newcastle Brown Ale. Really good stuff. So you get the opportunity to get into a high-end beer store where they got some English beers. Definitely dabble around with those if you're a beer drinker. All right, we just need 6 beams here. If the ship would hurry up and land. Did I not buy the beams? I'm such an idiot. I put them in my cart and then I forget to pay and leave, and then I'm like, hey, wait a minute. Where did my beams go? All right. Going up the street here, there's a parade. Just in case it was drowning me out, I let you hear the sounds of my people who think they are living a good life. Cavort and carry on. We're still positive on the money right now, over 320,000. All right, let's go buy those stupid I-beams this time. If I notice I'm doing them one at a time, good grief. Just buy a bunch of them. We're going to buy some of everything. All right, now that we got a full shopping cart, let's head back over here and see if we can get some weapons factories built, and then we can start building frigates. Actually, we can't start building frigates because we don't have artisans yet. But don't be in a hurry to build frigates. Be in a hurry to get your city-state on the proper path in terms of production and goods and money. Money is the big thing. You will go bankrupt if you don't structure your economy properly. And everything else takes a backseat to that. You could be at war. You could be not advancing your society into artisans. But if you aren't cash positive, the game will end. Period. All right, we're going to send our ship out to explore for a new island. Spoiler alert. This map, I chose the map seed 5150.
I find myself
A little disappointing.
It's no bright sands.
Little disappointing.
It really is something.
Oh, look, the guy we got out of jail who hated us is now sort of okay with us. All right, now we're building cannons and stuff like that, so that is good for us. I'm going to pave this roadway here in order to make the goods travel faster on it. And it just costs bricks and money. So if you have money and you have bricks, you can pave the roadway and make the goods travel faster. You do not need wood to pave the road. I know that may be a shocker, but I'm just saying. Many things in this game require wood. Paving the road is not one of them. All right, so we are maneuvering around here, trying to find an expansion target. I don't want to overexpand myself. That being said, I'm looking for a good island. This island looks like it can't grow wheat. It is also very small. I might use it for red pepper production or animal skin production at some point later on, but it is not worth colonizing. As you can see, I've retained some of my goods to help colonize. All right, here's another island. We're going to head that way and check that one out, but that also looks very small. All right, just checking out the pollution from our factory. We still need some cannons to be able to build another gunboat. And am I trying to build a harbor thing? I am going to build the harbor master's office. So as you can see, just like a labor union or a town hall, it has an area of influence. We're going to try to use it to influence production for our ships. And you can get, I think, 3 characters that influence ship production. Here we just filled one of those spaces was something we already had. But you can get characters who reduce the operating costs of the shipyard. Very helpful if you're cranking out a lot of ships. And there you can see our weapon factory doing its thing, about 77% right now. So not fast, but it will produce them pretty steadily. And you want to cut it off after a while. You don't need thousands of cannon, because when you get into the second level of the game, cannon will be obsolete. All right, we found a new island. Let's go over there and take a look at this one. All right, so does the very basics: potatoes, grain, hops, and saltpeter. So it might be a good place to get resources from, but again, it's not a great island to colonize right away. So we'll keep knowledge of this in our back pocket and maybe just use it for raw materials or something. Here's an island with a mountain. We're going to head that way next. I really don't like how it's taking so long to find a good island. Um, Over here on Alt Chattel. Boy, that I'm sure that's a beautiful waterfall, but it ruins my my island layout here. As you can see, we are cranking out the beer here, and my plan is to use this to produce a lot of beer. We're going to draw a roadway over the giant waterfall straight to this mine, which we won't get into that just yet. The coal mine, we won't create that, I don't think, because I don't have the people for it. Also got another coal mine there, clay deposit right there, and some other raw materials, more coal and iron and a copper. So this island's got a lot of resources. Even if you didn't make anything here and you just mined the resources and brought them elsewhere, that's what I might do in order to avoid takeaway room from my brewing operations here. I'm trying to bridge over the river, and it won't let me do it the way I want to. So basically, that's too complicated for me to want to do. So we're going to go up from here and do it from this way eventually. I don't. Oh, maybe I was seeing what line I had to draw it from to get to that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here. Just draw the stupid roadway. All right. Sorry, I'm OCD. It's got to be in the middle of the mine, or else I'm not willing to do it. All right. Is that it right there? That looks like it. All right. So we drew our road, and we've got another little piece of land over here. I think I'm going to move my fishing to that shoreline when it gets to that point. We're going to draw our road right along the base of the mountains here in order to leave ourselves as much room as possible. And then I'm going to just continue the road out to where the mine would be at, just because I'm that kind of guy. Now, yeah, you could go straight across the river there if you wanted to. I'm not saying I won't do that at a future point, but I'm not looking to do that right now. Iron deposit, we will build that, and George gets mad. But just to have some iron, and we've got room to bump our population. So as soon as I get the basics down in here, I might start trying to make ingots here or something. We're going to put in a charcoal kiln. Basically just burning trees to make charcoal. And I think we're going to put in a factory. Oh, well, I mean, I don't have the manpower for this, but I guess we're going to build it anyway as a blueprint. I am not sure what I'm looking at. Oh, I think I'm going to move the grain mill and the bakery out of these little spots here. And move the brewery and the hops facility in, just to make sure they're being affected by the labor union. They fit perfectly. I do know I have a little line there that I didn't fill in. That's all right. And I think I'm going to move the schnapps production here. To give myself room to expand my population down below. As you can see, we just did our Tetris maneuver there. And that's why I like lining the field up with the building if you can. It just makes it so easy to move around. We're going to put a warehouse in here because the nearest one is too far away. Then we're going to move these explosive schnapps distilleries up across the street. And then we'll put a firehouse there in case they blow up. Alright, so that gave us a bunch of room down here. Going back to this island here, again, it's really small. Doesn't have grain, so you can't make beer here. It does have red pepper, it does have grapes and stuff like that, but again, I'm not looking for an island that I'm going to have to crutch into production. I mean, because beer is just for workers. If it was something for artisans, like the red pepper you need to make canned goods for the artisans, that I would be willing to do without. But I need an island that can produce beer. All right, we're going to head to this next island that you can see out of the mist. I want to say there's something in the settings where you can start with the map totally exposed. I did not do that for this game, obviously. Some things should be left to chance. All right, here is the next island. Again, really small, a lot of mountains. Now, this one has potatoes, no wheat at all, so no bread, no beer. I'm going to pass on that one too. Really disappointing. All right, back to Alt-Chatel. Was I going to move the fisheries to the other side of the island? I guess not. Oh, my sister wants me to build some sort of armament here. We're going to put in one gun right next to the harbor master's office. You can get stuff in the harbor master's office to influence the guns in your harbor as well. So that's why I built it there. Just checking on our cannon production, not really doing a whole lot. Our ship here, looking for another island. And I want to make a gunboat to be able to transport stuff for myself. There, by scrapping that gun emplacement, we're going to jack up production here. Yep, so we're going to increase production at our weapons factory. Wow, you can increase a lot before they get unhappy. All right, maybe not a lot. 29%? All right, we're going to kick that in. That will make some other players unhappy, but I'm willing to do that to speed up production. All right, back to our flagship, which is right there, I think. Looking for this big island right here to see what kind of raw materials it has. And look at this island. I don't know why I wasn't paying attention to this one. Fricop. After we check that big island out, if it doesn't look good, I might just put my stuff on Fricop. All right, you can see Watcher Mountain. That is controlled already by George Smith. And it doesn't have the ability to produce hops. So I am going to maneuver my ship over to Fricop, and we're going to set up an island there. It has 3 beaches, so that's good. It doesn't have the ability to produce grain like most of the islands on this seed. So we're just going to have to find hybrid grain that can grow here from one of the NPCs. So it's got some land and it's got some raw materials. So of the islands I've seen, this is the best one left. So we're going to go there and try to set up our trading post there. All right, we have enough cannons now because I used enhanced work tactics. So we're going to build our gunboat. As you can see, it takes the materials right out of the storage. By the way, we are still cash positive, 364,000 and growing. All right, here we are on, I think it's Fricop. Pardon me, and we're going to put the trading post right there.
Amazing. You
All
know
right.
what to do with them all.
Benti is very happy that we're expanding. I think I'm just going to send the ship back to get more supplies. Because you use a lot of them building that trading post. But now this is our island, so we got it. And it's pretty big. So we got 3 pretty big islands. And we'll have to find another one
Atop our
somewhere.
Beautiful friendship cake. No need to be so formal.
At some
Of course I
point.
accept.
All right, we created an alliance with Benti because it didn't cost us any money.
Enter is a wonderful friend.
And that makes the
Your trust in Ben
everybody else happy. That's why I chose these 3 because they're all very non-confrontational. I think that's who you should choose starting out. If you want a challenge, yeah, by all means, choose different people. But I'm just telling you who isn't going to give you a problem while you're trying to learn the game. All right, we are under attack, and we're just using the front guns of our ship to attack this ship. This is a destruction quest. We only had like 12 minutes left, so this ship is in the way of me getting what I want from this person anyway.
I feel it reflects the times.
So we're just going to keep shooting. And nobody cares about the news. Sorry if I'm starting to get stuffed up. I don't allergies. All right, we got to go grab some flotsam. As you can see, our ship is about 1/3 health left. We're going to grab proof that we destroyed it. As you can see, all good news here because we expanded and we made friends and things are going good on our home island. So we got some junk. We're going to talk to this lady. And she has hybrid grain. That one, this just gives you the fertility. The other one gives you fertility with minus production.
But his
Are we going to pay that much for fertility with no bonus? We are. All right, so you can pay more. There's one you can get later on, like an elite level or an epic level hybrid seed, which would increase production. But for right now, I think this is the best we're going to get. So we're going to drop the grain off at this trading post for use on this island. So we'll be able to make beer here. And then we're going to take the ship parts back to fulfill Mr. Blake's quest. And this is a great reason to speed up the game, waiting for your ship to show up here.
I want to know if you can be reasoned with.
All right, he wants me to pay. No, George, I'm not paying for a non-aggression
Marriage of
pact.
earth and heaven.
All right, there is the hybrid grain.
Then we
Prince as
outline
king
the
offers me an alliance
You'll
with no
soon
money
discover Princess
exchanged.
Ship.
I will take that all day
I'm
long.
all ears.
And we got an achievement for an alliance with both Bente and King. I think that's how you pronounce her name. All right, look at that. The bestie flag. All right, our ship is going to be transporting that stuff over here. Do we have...
And prosperity.
I'm not paying for trade rights, George. Just going to build a road straight across from the trading post and use it to set up our stuff on this land. Just checking our raw materials. Need limestone for cement, coal.
Bish bang bibbly. There she blows.
There we go. Got some cash. All right, back here on Ditchwater.
She's small, but she's keen.
I think we created the ship already. All right, we will go. So I thought that frigate destruction quest was really this quest, building ships. So we're going to build another gunboat here for Archibald Blake, and the frigate is the one you have to wait for to have artisans. So we can build these two gunboats and get that out of the way. You just get them in a range here, hit right on the D-pad, go down and select the $sign. And that ship is not your property anymore. All right, here is our flagship, the Orpheus. I didn't mean to switch the mate out of the hold there. Definitely don't want to destroy my own ship. We're going to go over here and buy some raw materials to help colonize that new island, I believe. I don't think I buy any of this stuff. I'm not interested in most of that. Oh, maybe I was just looking to see what he had. Yeah, this island has, or this map has some really small islands. Bad seed choice. I'll just say that right now. I don't recommend 5150. Too many teeny islands. All right, we got our marketplace here, which you need. We've got our lumberyard. And then we're going to build our sawmill, and then all we have to do after that is throw up some houses, and we should be good to go. Oh yeah, and a warehouse. You need a warehouse. All right, now we can put up some houses. Yeah, if you don't have a warehouse, the goods won't be available to you. So always build a warehouse before you start putting people in the island. All right, that should be good for now. All right, back to Ditchwater.
Ship construct.
Okay, maybe not back to Ditchwater. All right, here's our second gunboat. Take that over to Archibald Blake. Oh, it has a cool name, too. I wish you could rename the boats. I want to say one of my boats was called like Kraken's Teeth or something like that. Yeah, really cool name.
How is your
All right, does this guy have any people we want? We don't have a kitchen yet. Fur dealer, that's a high-end end-of-game stuff. Sewing machine, end-of-game stuff. The guide, the very basic tourism level person for your harbor. Really not worth buying if you don't have the public mooring. So I'm probably going to be dumb and buy that. Oh, maybe I'm not dumb. I'll take this quest instead.
A tiny crack. It's as bad out there as it is inside.
And all we got to do is escort the other ship out of the water. We've got a gunboat or is that a frigate? We got the frigate, so, or it's not a frigate, flagship. The flagship is strong enough to do this quest. The one you should worry about the flagship, like that one we had earlier, destroy a frigate. The flagship is really not that strong. I think we just had that ship at a good angle and it didn't really shoot back.
New orders?
So I would be cautious about some of that. All right, Viper. What are we doing with Viper? Oh, we're selling Viper. All right, Viper is sold. So all we have left to build is the frigate, which we can't do like I've talked about because we don't have any artisans. So until we unlock an artisan, we won't be able to do that.
You ain't off good.
All right, taking a look at our workers. He needs beer, and that's it. And we can't make beer here. We don't have hops. So I either need hops. Oh, ship is being attacked. So our flagship is taking out the enemy ship. All right, took him out, and we'll resume our escort here. There's no debris left to pick up out of the water, unfortunately. So that quest looks like it's going to go off okay. All right, over 360,000 right now, so we're doing good that way. I want to build my own gunboat for myself,
Oh, I'm knackered.
but I'm going to ramp the production back to normal levels so these people won't try to kill me while I sleep. So we'll put that back to normal. And as you can see, that will start to decrease. And you don't want to run that, even though it looks like I could have gotten away with it for a long time. I really don't want to do that. I don't know what happens if you do that, so I don't want to do that. All right. So far, everything looks good. We'll start production of our own gunboat, just in case. Back over here to our new island. I think I'm going to start building more houses. All right. Ditchwater, we got another carnival going on.
Stand to attention for the boss.
All right, about a third of the way done. We're going to toggle that so we get extra workers if they're available. Or, sorry, I think it prioritizes the workshop, the work for the shipyard over other stuff from the same class of workers. I think I may have misstated that, so. Might have to move that later. See, I just tried to just drag this whole thing over one. And because the bridge is already there, it won't let me copy the bridge and move it, which is just uber infuriating. I should be able to select the bridge and destroy it, but I can't. So eventually I'm just going to build the road over one. I'm not smart enough to figure out how to destroy this bridge. So we will move the warehouse out of the way. And I think I'm going to try one more time here, but essentially I can't do what I want to do with the bridge, which is super infuriating. All right. So yeah, Don't be dumb like me. So eventually we're just gonna try to destroy these roads and then try to build it again and destroy it again, and it's not gonna work. So as you can see, I'm hitting it with the tool to destroy it. I think the only way to destroy it would be to start the game over. So I don't agree with that. I think it's really dumb. I should be able to destroy it, but I can't do anything with it. I can't move it. I can't destroy it. I can't select it. So that is a permanent bridge. Yep. Doesn't make any sense to me at all. So we're stuck with it. So I'm just gonna build the roadway around it here. Yep, it does not accept that I don't want the bridge there, so.
Workforce shortage.
Then I thought maybe if I paved it, I could move it over. Nope. It doesn't matter. So eventually I'm just going to give up and I'm going to put the road in the right place and move on. All right, back to Ultratel. What are we looking at here? I think we're almost done with the escort. Looks like my ship is crawling up the other ship's ass. So we'll just let that go. Back to our
Steersman!
own gunboat here, Nebuchadnezzar. We're going to head this way to try to find something else to help ourselves out. And take a look at Watcher Mountain. I don't know. Seems like an underutilized island. But it's right near the boundary of where this escort quest is going to end. And there's an island you can't do anything with. So sometimes they'll have a landmass here that you can't, doesn't have any resources and you can't colonize it. So that island has nothing.
It all looks in order.
All right, finish that escort quest. And we will bring our ship back. And I guess we're going to go look elsewhere to see if we can find another island. Back here on Ditchwater. Checking our workers. We still need beer. That means we need hops. This island. No soap yet, but I think we're making beer here.
I doff my cap to
Ooh,
you.
we also need clothes. Work clothes. So I'm going to build some alpaca farms to make work clothes right here. And they're very good to make and easy because they end up being a square. One more. And then some garment production factories. And a warehouse. All right, that is that. Remember, it takes a while for that production to spool up. I'm just going to get rid of these because we have superseded that elsewhere. And I'll also use this opportunity to destroy this roadway. And then I'm like, hey, this coastline isn't really great. Let's move this elsewhere. Oh, first we're going to make more houses. All right. And then we were going to put the road here. Yeah, I thought that was when I moved it to the back of the island. Clearly it was not. Yeah, that's where I'm going to move it, right there. Maybe I'm going to move it right now. All right, there is a roadway to the shore. Oh, that outcropping isn't great. Kind of hampers our placement abilities, so we're going to put it right there. Then we'll draw the roadway to it. And then move the warehouse.
Workforce shortage.
All right, that looks good. Still a little short on the farmers. I'm just gonna connect the road here. And we will put in a police station kind of near the factories in case there's a riot. And try to upgrade that warehouse to prevent delays in our goods getting places. And we're also going to build that factory. Take a look at the workers now. Still hurting on clothing. So we're going to build a backside roadway along this piece. And encircle it, and then we're just going to copy these, I think, and move them.
Put it towards something worthwhile.
All right, we didn't have enough lumber to make them all. Look at that. Benty gave me $5,000 for doing nothing. All right, well, that's more like it. When that stuff gets into production, I think we'll be able to promote. We need a church and we need sausages, so I think we can go make the church right now. Well, I mean, we don't have the wood to make it, but there it will be. And we're going to actually move stuff more to the center. And the reason for that is so the influence spreads out equally in every direction. Now I know I'm going to run into my beer production at some point, so I don't want to go too far over. But that's why I moved that stuff out there. And we'll move the police station down into town. And I can't promote anybody yet, which is disappointing. All right, here on Frickhop, we are just building out these houses that were in blueprint mode. And as soon as we can get enough wood, we're just going to start copying and pasting. And then encircling them with roads. I mean, I hate to say it, there are a lot about this game is repetitive. When you're colonizing an island for the first time, you're going to do the exact same things you did on the other islands, which looks just like what we're doing right here. Just remember to include roads, so every house has a connection to the harbor. By doing so, you increase your status. What am I trying to do here?
Workforce
I need
shortage.
roadways. I don't. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I'm moving it up one. That makes sense. I left too much space. All right, now we'll put a road around it. Good harbor there for fish. Smaller harbor here, probably not. That might be good for a public dock or something like that, but I think this one is big enough for fish. Because you're going to have to fill it up. You're going to have to put multiple ones there to support the population. So we're going to draw our roadway from this main road here. All right, that looks good. And then we're going to draw back to our other roadway there. Uh-oh, Schnapp's distillery exploded in ditch water. I'm going to put our blueprint warehouse there.
Workforce shortage.
When we get the wood, I guess we'll build that. Back to ditch water. Oh yeah, big explosion. Come on, fire department. Good grief. All right, get those extra hose trucks out there. And you can see because I don't have
Ceasefire
the soap manufacturing connected, that is all no bueno right now. And I just am not noticing it because of this fire. So you can't repair the destroyed building when the fire's adjacent to it. And we're waiting on the firefighter to reload. Here you can see bad news. Bankruptcy. We're over 400,000. But because I'm losing money, the newspaper is now talking about me going bankrupt. So that is a good way, if you're not paying attention to your cash flow, to realize that you are losing money. All right, that's all fixed. Back here, we're going to build our church and make all those people happy. They look happy. And I think they're actually promotable. Then we're going to build these farms. And we don't have enough wood. So, the one thing I wish about this game while we're looking at this gigantic waterfall here, I wish they had ways you could put like a hotel next to something like that and have that increase your attractiveness, like a natural feature that looks really awesome. So that waterfall would be really cool to have a hotel right near there. But they don't have that kind of thing, at least to my knowledge. So, all right, what's everybody happy about? No pub. All right, so we definitely want to put a pub in here. Even though I don't have enough wood. We'll just build it in a blueprint mode for now. Oh, I guess I was waiting for the wood to get created. And we need another fishery. And again, waiting on the wood. I should just build another lumberyard, but I'm not smart enough to do that. So we're just going to sit here and wait for them to create the lumber for me to do that. Yeah.
Get some rest. It's going to be
All right, now we'll put a roadway connecting it. All right, so that's good. Now we need
We
clothes.
make the best of what we have.
And I think I'm going to put another roadway out along the edge here. But I don't want to do it where it has to go around terrain, so we're going to just draw it in a straight line so there are no obstructions. And then keep drawing it all the way out to the end. So if someone wants to, they can just drive off the cliff into the water. And then we will start building our potato farms. Now, this isn't like the same as our other places we built them, so I'm going to have to fill in the spaces over here. As you can see, I'm not really a fan of how that looks, so all right, because I'm OCD, I have to flip that one around. All right, another potato farm here. Oh, after I fit another distillery in there. And now I don't have the lumber to build the potato farm. All right, taking a look at our fields.
Workforce shortage.
It's going to be about 10 plots short. So I don't know if we're going to build that way or not. I think maybe destroy this one, move it over one, and use all of the land totally. All right, that's that. That should give us enough room to build the whole Okay, I guess we're just gonna destroy it. Whatever. What do I know? Fortunately, cannot squeeze in a warehouse here. That might be too far away. We will pave the road to make it less of a distance. Huh. Well, again, we're waiting for wood. This is going to need 10, I think, 8 or 10 to build it.
Nice day for
Yeah,
it.
checking on this doesn't make the wood get produced any faster. I think we're just waiting for one wood unit right now. I mean, I like the resources. I like that they're all lined up here against this cliff and everything. But again, my plan is to just have this. Oh, well, this is a different island. I've got to use the red pepper here. Again, this may just be a raw material feeder island for ditch water. I think that's my plan. I hate to say it, but Altachel's going to make beer, and this island is going to crank out raw materials, and all of it is going to go back to ditch water. Does have grapes here. I think grapes are something you need for the engineer class, but I mean that I don't know that for certain. That's just a guess. And it doesn't have saltpeter here, but I think it does have cement as limestone. I mean, so you can make cement here. So maybe I'll make cement here, but that might be it. All right, putting down another potato farm here. There is our plot. Get that. I guess I said screw the warehouse, right? And I think I'm going to give myself one space.
Better doing this by hand.
So I think we lost some when we moved it over, but I'm just gonna rebuild it here using our eyedropper. You only need 2. I'm just gonna copy it right there. All right. Haven't forgotten about the hybrid grain we acquired for beer production here at all.
You's like part of the family.
Are we gonna do one more fishery? Maybe. Nope, we're gonna put some alpaca farms instead. All right, there's our second farm. I think I'm gonna do 3. Okay, I think I'm gonna do 4. And then 1 or 2 garment weaving things. Because I can't build the second one because I don't have enough wood and I don't have enough people. And I can't build these houses because I don't have any wood. So it's just like, hey, let's go buy some more wood. Good grief.
Workforce shortage.
All right, what can we get here? I don't really see anything there I really need to have. This is how you really lose money. If you have too much money, just start re-rolling the items here. All right, here's some hop seeds. Not great, but they're better than nothing. As you can see, that's a minus productivity.
Stations.
So we're going to take those back to Ditchwater. And you know what the thing is? It'll do for now. And then when I get the regular version or the epic version, I'll just replace that and then sell the other one. So, and this island, it's missing red pepper. You saw at one point in the things I could have bought red pepper. So we'll add red pepper to this island at some point if we decide to produce canned goods here. Probably won't, but if we do, we can just add it into a trade union. Like the one I have right there that we just went over with the cursor. All right, don't have enough wood again. Story of this game. I need to increase my lumber production. So we're going to finally put in another lumber yard. Trying to see where a good place to plant it is, and I think maybe right there. And then we'll put a road to it. And then, of course, a sawmill. All right, back over here to Ditchwater. I still haven't figured out that the roadway is not connected. As you can see, trade union, we got the drill and the saw working on those two separate industries. Here is the penguin, which is trading soap to the prison. And we ran out of soap. Why did we run out of soap? Because none of these are connected. Because I was like, full output storage. I should be overflowing with soap. But that is not happening because the roads are not connected. And I am too dumb to figure that out. I'm like, what the hell? I should have all the soap in the world. Yep, they're saying we can't shut the storeroom door. No connection to harbor. And I'm like, wait a minute, no connection to harbor? Oh, that's why. Because the road wasn't connected. So we will connect the road, and then look, they all go away. Now they say you don't have enough people. And I'm like, where's all my soap? But then I'll go look at this warehouse. Okay, I guess I really don't have any soap.
There ain't enough of us.
All right, we're going to copy houses to increase our workforce. Yes, we are. I might not build any farther west on that island at this point. Because you need that room where those potato farms are for stuff later in the game. Increase our warehouse here. And now we'll look, and we still don't have soap, but we have lots of lard, I guess. Tallow, pardon me. So we'll get some more rendering works in here. But these require steel, so if you don't have enough steel, you're going to have to make sure to get that to build some of these.
Falcon ready.
All right, we're going to drop off our hops and move our gunboat out of the way. Nebuchadnezzar. It's an interesting name. We're going to finally get around to building our mounted guns, which we built in a blueprint form before and then destroyed. And then I'm like, hey, there's a labor union right there, so why don't we just use that to do our hops? And that is what we're going to do. So right now it says missing fertility. And I'm just going to build it anyway. Hops have 96 units for the field.
Workforce shortage.
So we'll go put the
Land ain't right for farming that.
hybrid hops thing in here. So remember, minus 15, I think, to productivity. I think that's what that said. So there's a regular version which has no penalty, and then there's a bonus version which gives you productivity. So instead of like minus 15, it'd be like plus 15. All right, so there is our hops. And we're just going to build another one under that same influence of the labor union. And one more. And yeah, you can't build over a road, so that's why I'm having to make up that right there. I think that's all we're going to build right here. And then we're going
I
to
wish to find a new kingdom here.
move our lumberyard out a little bit. Still in the influence of
This
the
island
of the
is
trade
earthly
union.
twin of Tian.
A competitor raised a settlement.
And someone settled an island. All right, there we go. So we're finally growing hops. I think I'm going to put the malt house here. And then the brewery. And I'm not saying I won't need more of those, but I just want to have one of them there. So now we'll start putting in some additional wheat fields to supply the brewery in order for it to make the malted grain. And this kind of thing is really good, in my opinion, to build if you have weird terrain, like we get that river there and stuff like that. So that's the best thing to put in those areas are fields where you have a lot of squares that you need to use and stuff like that, because you'll be able to use that space the most efficiently that way. Don't get me wrong, I like it when you can line it all up and stuff like we did with the potatoes, but you don't always have that luxury depending on the seed or how the island is formed, stuff like that. Anyway, we're getting near the end of this episode. I hope the volume is not as messed up. That should be fixed totally in the next episode. And I will try to have that episode up for you on Sunday. I hope you tune in for that. I hope you've been enjoying this playthrough of Anno 1800 on the Xbox Series S. And we're going to take a picture here. And shortly after that, the episode should end. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe down below. I'll see you next time.
Toast your elf.